You guys are welcome to ask any questions, and shortly we'll have another really awesome guest on today. And you guys have a very good time to join me because this looks like a really divine backdrop. Look at that, that's amazing. You got the sunset going on, so we can actually watch the sunset while we go live. And I've got all the cruise ships behind us today. Oh, yeah, it's nice.
What's up?
What's up? So
How
nice
are
to go
you?
live finally. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just made myself some tea.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. Fourth glass of the day, I think.
I know. I do the same thing.
I drink way more tea than I do water, which probably isn't good, but
I do the same thing. What kind of tea do you make?
what is this brand? I always do black tea because it has the most caffeine and I'm not one for coffee.
Oh, nice.
Bigelow?
Uh, that's cool. So, how are you enjoying this whole quarantine time? It's a very different world we're living in, right?
Yeah, honestly, I've been super busy. I'm full-time with my classes right now for school.
Oh, nice. So,
So,
how's that? Like, you're like a full-time student and you're still working
full-time
now, or?
student, part-time model, part-time actor, part-time influencer, no free time.
I know everything is like remote
Yeah.
now, so now you can be like an actor from like anywhere. This is the best
I
time,
know,
I
because
think.
you can just submit casting
Yeah.
tapes for things. You don't have to go in, which is nice.
Oh, that's awesome. So, what advice do you have for like a lot of people that watch this are like up and coming actors and want to be models? And so, how's your whole? How do you even get started in that? Actually, I always wanted to like know.
Okay, so my story, it's like kind of funny. I honestly had no interest in modeling when I started modeling.
Hmm.
So I played volleyball and I messed up my back really bad. I was born with torticollis in my spine and they like didn't discover it until way down the road.
Uh-huh.
And then that got really bad and they're like, okay, you have to stop playing, like this can't happen anymore. So after that I was like talking to the lady who does my hair and I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like I literally have nothing to do now besides school. She's like, oh, you're so cute, you should model. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so awkward, there's no way. So she had a friend at a modeling agency in Minneapolis and I applied there and got in and I absolutely loved it.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah,
So,
it
you
was funny.
ever?
I like had no interest in doing it right away. I was like, oh my god, why am I here? But I absolutely fell in love with it.
That's amazing. Your career has like gone up a lot in the last couple of years too, right? I mean, you've done a lot of like music videos, commercials, and all of that.
Yeah,
So,
I
so
know,
for a
it's
lot
been
of
fun.
That's amazing. So a lot of young actors always like they always try to ask me like and that's what I want to ask you is do you think it's important to have like an agent or a manager, or do you think you can just go out on your own? What advice do you have for people that want to do that?
I think every person is different. I think there's people that can handle this and manage themselves, and there's people that need assistance with that. And that's not to say that like you're lesser if you can't do so, but there's definitely people that like myself. I haven't had the need for a manager yet. Yes, work is like the capacity is going up, but I also know what I should be saying yes to and what I should be saying no to. But you definitely need an agent
Yeah,
because there's so many jobs that come in where like if you're an independent, you're not going to have any access to even get into those castings.
right.
So all the big jobs are funneled through the agencies and you need to have someone actively repping you and looking for those jobs to plug you in.
That's amazing. And you're one of the few people I know that's not in like LA or New York. Well, you're in Minneapolis, but still a major
Yeah.
city. So how's that been for you? Do you think that's been an advantage for you? Like, is there less competition out there, or do you think that's a disadvantage in your life?
Um, okay, yeah, I feel like I could talk on this topic for a while. So
Yeah.
people always ask me, like, why are you still in Minneapolis? And I can get consistent work out here.
Yeah.
And there's so many, like, Fortune 500 companies that are based in Minneapolis. And it's the basic, like, commercial, happy, smiling shoots, but that's what pays money,
Yeah.
not the editorial stuff. So that work is always here. And
Mhm.
if I go out to LA, there's thousands of Gabbies, right?
Right.
Like hundreds of thousands. If I'm in Minneapolis, there's what, three? No, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
where
no,
I
yeah.
can be like a very big fish here and that's a good thing and like I can kind of pave my own way.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I think you're right about that because like when people start like a company too, it's similar for entrepreneurs, right? They all go to like New York or like San Francisco, and there's like 10,000 tech companies there. And then when they start a company like Texas or Florida or Alabama, it's like they become like hometown hero when they make like their first $1 million, right? Like you go somewhere else and it's like nobody even looks at you. They're just like, oh, he's just another guy.
Yeah. And I love this city. Minneapolis is awesome. Minus like 2 months of the winter, I want to like fly away, but beyond that, it's wonderful.
Oh, that's amazing. So how's it right now over there doing this whole quarantine thing?
Let me show you outside of my window. It's a little snowy.
Is it snowing right now in April?
It actually, okay, it's
That's
pretty
crazy.
much melted. It's just like on the roofs a little bit. But it was like an absolute snowstorm like earlier this morning even and yesterday.
Oh, that's
which
crazy.
is weird. That's not normal for April.
Well, you can see outside my window, there's water and cruise ships and a sunset. It's like, it is funny.
And you're outside. It's like
I'm outside. Like I spend most of my time out here, and you can go for a walk out here. There's actually swans that come out here sometimes. I don't know if you can see it, but like they might be going to turtles. Yeah, there's like a little duck down there. It's hard to see with this camera, but yeah, and there's like an island over there, and it's just like the sunset just looks so divine when you like look at it from over here. It's crazy.
Well, I'm jealous.
I know. And it's nice to come out here because I was in LA and then I was like, the whole quarantine was going on. And I was like, why don't I just spend it in paradise here when it's like 80 degrees out and you can go to the beach?
Smart. We've got like low 40s here right now.
That's insane.
A few days ago, it was nice out. We were in like 70s at least, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever you like I spent one of my Christmases and New Year's like in Maine and like New Hampshire, and it's kind of like Minneapolis, right? It's all snowy. I feel like for like 2 months of the year, most people up north are used to it because they just quarantine anyway. So it's just like a longer quarantine.
Yep. But we also like to do stuff outside. So it's weird when it's cold and you can't go out. You're like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do? Like, you're literally stuck.
Yeah, you can't go snowboarding. You can't do any like winter activities, right?
No.
Yeah. So what's like your favorite winter activity? Do you like snowboard or ski or anything? Or
I need to get back into skiing. I love snowshoeing though.
Oh, what is that with snowshoeing?
You have like little, you need to look up a picture of it. It's kind of hard to describe. You have your winter boots and you like lace them into these little metal shoes and it spreads out your surface area so you don't sink in the deep snow.
Oh, really? I've never tried that before.
It's just like hiking, but you don't sink in the snow. You're just on top of it.
Oh, that's very cool. I've tried snowboard. That's so great. My favorite thing, and like luge or whatever, that thing where they like that. What do they call it? Luge?
Or toboggan. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I see. It's a dip freeze. I don't know if you can hear me, but I think your screen is like frozen. So I'm just like, all right, I think we're back live. Got briefly disconnected there, but hopefully this should work. There we go, if everybody can see me. All right.
Hello.
All right, we're back again.
We are. I know. I don't know what happened there. I
myself for a little bit.
I know. I came back on. I was like, no, he's all alone. I was pushing requests and it like wouldn't go through.
That's funny. No, but I'm used to it though because I'm just like alone. So it's just like right now. I'm kidding. No, I'm actually with my family. It's like
okay, good. I was like, that's really sad if you're quarantining all by yourself.
No, I couldn't do that. That's why I was in LA alone. I'm like, I don't know how long this is gonna last. So if it's gonna be like 2 or 3 months, I just came to Florida. I was like, I'm just gonna chill here.
Smart.
Yeah. What about you? Where are you at? Are you with family or just are you by yourself or what are you doing?
My boyfriend and I live together, so we're over. I don't know if you know Minneapolis, but I'm over right by Lake Calhoun.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's a nice little lake right outside the city.
I've heard of it on a map.
Yeah. It's very nice. You can go for walks around the lake and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do for summer like activities out there? Is there like a lot of fun stuff to do there?
There's a ton because I feel like everyone has this mutual struggle through the winter and we get to summer and we're like, okay, let's go. So tons of like fun rooftop restaurants and we have thousands of lakes here. So awesome. Getting on boats and like them together and partying and doing the like surfing behind the boat and tubing and cabins up north.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I'm kind of sad they like don't have Coachella this year and stuff. And
I know.
I know. It's going to be like there's no parties, no festivals.
I know. There's no way it happens this fall.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No.
Yeah. I know. It's like I think everything's been canceled, but I kind of look at it in a weird way as like a blessing. It's like the whole world is slowed down so I can catch up. Either that or I'm just really slow. So
And you're like, yeah, you just what I needed.
this is like
No,
I'm on
what's
the short
actually
bus
happening?
and it's like everybody's in like Ferraris and stuff, and it's like this is for the time for the short bus to catch up to the rest of the world. I'm just kidding.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I mean that's sort of like it's all perspective, right? Because it's like I was just like I always felt like everybody's getting so far ahead. They're doing all this cool stuff, and I mean I'm doing stuff, but like now it's just like I can go focus and just like write my book. I've just been at home. I can catch up on movies that I've never seen before. I've seen some movies on Disney Plus, I think more times than the animators who worked on it have. So it's great to have all this.
Wait, which one's your favorite?
I just watched that movie Coco. That was really good.
Dude, yes. I
didn't even know
Coco.
what it was, and I was just like, that's a weird name, but I got nothing to do at 2 a.m., so I'm going to watch it. It was a wonderful
movie. It is
movie.
so underrated. That movie, I think I cried watching that a few times. It's very good.
Yeah, that was a great film. And then what else was good?
Onward just came out.
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. What's your favorite movie? What do you watch?
Oh, gosh. I just got done watching, well, okay, I watched Tiger King because everyone has.
Yeah.
I watched Ozark.
How's that? That's good, right?
It's really intense.
Wash all their money in the Glades or whatever.
Yeah, like I can't sleep for a little bit after I watch an episode just because I'm like a little like on edge, thinking someone's gonna break into my home and steal something.
Yeah, I know that's a good show. I watched. What else do you recommend? I'm looking for like good shows to watch. I think I've seen so many things that
Handmaid's Tale is my absolute favorite.
Is that good?
Like
I've heard
out of any TV show. It's so, I don't want to give anything away because it's so unique, but that is the best show I've ever watched.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what else? What's some good stuff on like Netflix or Amazon that's out right now?
Oh.
Besides Tiger King, because you said that one.
I know.
I've seen 6 episodes. I don't know what happens in the
I'm trying to think of what's new. I feel like everything I like is like very old news.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I watched, I've already seen like all the shows on CW, so I've seen like all those kind of shows. I've seen 24, like used to be like my favorite show, so I was like watching that again.
Wait, what's that?
24. It's a show from like the early 2000s. It's like it's Kiefer Sutherland, and it's like this show about like action, and everything happens in like 24 hours in a day, so each episode is 1 hour a day.
Oh,
Good
that's
show to
cool.
binge watch.
Wait, I think I've heard about this. Unless there's another show that does that too.
No, I think that's the show. That's like one of the best shows. It's like one of my favorite shows of all time.
I want to watch that one.
I know. It's like now when I tell people stuff to watch on TV, they have no excuse because you're not doing anything anyway, and so they can't be like, I got to go to work all day. I'm like, well, I mean.
I know.
And like my whole sleep schedule is messed up too, so I go to bed at like 5
So bad.
Yeah. I don't know what day it is. I don't know like what time it is half the time. Like I don't even know where I am sometimes. I wake up. I was like, oh, I'm back. I'm home.
You're like, right, I'm in Florida now.
Yeah. It's like I have a dream, and I was like, oh, that was a great thing. Oh, no, I'm still home.
Oh, I know. I was like looking at my like Snapchat memories were coming up, and it was a bunch of videos of like me out with my friends at concerts, and I was like, oh, like when is that gonna happen?
Any of my friends since like March, I think. Yeah, till like middle of March, and it was so sad. The last thing I went to was like this premiere for like Westworld, the TV show.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And that was cool. And then like the last person I saw was probably like Aaron Paul and the cast of Westworld. And then like 2 days after, they like shut down to LA.
Shut down. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like now I'm like home. I once had a potentially very promising career and a lot of plans for the year, but
yep. As with everyone,
like,
you're like, great, I'm on to some shit now, and it all just got knocked down.
I know.
Yep.
Now it's like I'm somewhere between retirement and welfare.
But we have time, and there's going to be a lot of like good ideas, and I think there's going to be a lot of cool startups out of this.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I've been like, do you have any ideas for a good startup, or does anybody?
I'm starting a business with my friend right now, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not giving any details about it on here,
really?
no. But yeah, we've been working on it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, You're right, because like downtimes are the best time to like do something new. I think the last time was like the two downtimes I've had in my life is like when I graduated high school and when I graduated college. And when I
Right.
graduated college, like I had so much free time for like 6, 7 months, and I was just in a very like up and down depressed state of mind. So I spent that time to like write a bunch of scripts. I wrote my last book during that time, and
Mhm.
like it was just a very productive time for me because like when you go through like negative emotions or whatever they call that, I think you become so creative because when you're like rock bottom, you can only look
You
up.
learn a lot more about
Yeah.
yourself too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was the best thing ever. It's just like being broke is the best thing forever. I recommend everybody at some point just be broke because it's like
No, it's true. It's true. It sounds really bad, but it's
I know,
true.
but like, you know, all these kids, like there's so many people I grew up with and I used to envy, right? Like when I was younger and I was like, oh man, like all these trust fund kids and I'm like, you grew up with all this privilege. And then I
But they,
realized
yeah.
it's a disadvantage in a way sometimes because you don't know how to survive. And it's like, if you do stuff on your own, life is so much more fun and nobody can like look down on you when you've done something because you did it on your own. I wasn't handed anything, you know?
Mhm.
And it's just amazing. I'm sure you feel the same way because I'm like sure nobody really helped you in your career, right?
I mean, I've had a lot of people offer me
I'm sure help
great
you, yeah.
advice and like kind of be mentors along the way, but I don't know of anyone who has like the same goals and aspirations in mind as I do. So it's like I can't pinpoint that one person like that's who I need to talk with. You
Right,
know, because I feel like I'm very all over the board when it comes to that.
right. Yeah, I feel the same way. So if you could do any movie in the world right now, what would you want to do? Or if you could be any actor or actress, what's like your dream project? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now. Um, what's hard for me is I want to do modeling and acting equally, and they can go hand in hand at some point once you're far enough in your career, but starting out, you kind of have to pick one or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Otherwise, your efforts are too across the board, and it doesn't make sense. Um, I love Margot Robbie. I look up to her so much as an actress. Modeling wise, I want to start getting booked for roles more based off of who I am and my own name instead of just a face.
right,
That's a goal I have coming up because I know I have a lot to offer in many capacities than just posing for a photo,
right.
which is part of my job in some aspect. But I would like to book some work in that regard. And what else? Working on my little business
Yeah.
and yeah. I don't
Top
know,
secret
growing
business.
overall, yeah. I'd
Yeah,
love to be on a TV show someday though. I think that'd
yeah.
be really cool.
You ever thought about
Something really dramatic.
yeah. Have you ever thought about producing something on your own or like writing something or you know?
When the opportunity comes, yes.
Mhm.
Not right now. Not in my 5 year plan.
Yeah.
But I think it would be cool because I love writing. So I feel like that would be something that comes really naturally.
Yeah. No, it's very liberating when you write something and then you can be a part of it. I think you're so much more passionate about being part of that project because like you created
Right.
and it's such a liberating feeling, right? And you know, I same thing like, you know, I read a lot of books and then when I started writing my own book and like now I'm writing the second one, I've been like working on this. It's called like How to Accomplish Anything and Unlock Your Superpower. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like based on all these people that I've met, and it's like for the first time writing a book that's not technical, that nobody can really like say it's right or wrong because it's all about things I've seen and seen how people accomplish stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like a book that gives advice without me giving advice. It's kind of like told in what other people have done and trying to be motivational in that aspect. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's such a liberating feeling when you can create something. It's because I consume a lot, and it's the best thing in the world. I think you know.
Yeah.
And I feel this has been like the best blessing for that. So
I love that you write.
yeah,
I just
I
think
mean,
it's so good to like record thoughts like that and to because when you write with the purpose of teaching and informing others, it sticks in your head more.
yeah, no, you're right because
Mhm.
it's like I have a copy of my first book here. There we go, right here. Has my name on it and everything.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I have a. I'm
Wait,
so
and when did you
artistic.
write
I
that
could.
one?
2014, I think I wrote that one, and then I updated it recently. And then this other one that I've been writing, it's all about dreams, and it's like it's such a. I think when you see it, you got to read this book. It's like like it trans I think it's a book that will be still relevant 10 years from now because like you see about how some of the people have accomplished incredible things that have been almost impossible and the mindset that they have to do that And it's like how, and I talked about like different themes. Like one chapter is about dreams, one is about curiosity, one is about creativity. And like curiosity is like one of the most powerful forces in the universe, because I talk about like almost all the greatest inventions that you see come from like lazy men that happen to be curious, right? Like
Right,
I'm lazy
right,
to go and change the channel on TV, and some other guy was probably like sitting on the couch having a beer going, I'm too lazy, and then I had to invent the remote control. And it's like you
right.
see
And then
all this
Alexa to do
great
it for you
innovation.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how artificial intelligence is like started, because we're just so lazy to like even type. Yeah. Like so it's like it's a book that I think when people read it, it's so motivational. It has a lot of like Hollywood people in it. I'm having a few people guest write it with me. So it's like I have like CEOs of companies just all like doing parts of the chapter, and I'm giving like an example of it, of somebody that
Mhm.
really followed their dreams and giving these extreme examples. And I think that's a book that I think speaks to people in a different way, you know. So,
Right.
but yeah, and then I've been working on a couple of scripts that I've been wanting to do, because it's just like I think it's the coolest thing to write movies. And right now, when you have all this free time and you see the world in chaos and panic, it's kind of inspirational when you see people's stories when they step up and help each other and do all of that.
Right.
Oh, hey, what's up, Craig? My friend Craig's on here. I'm good. If you have any
These
questions,
comments are so funny.
yeah, I know. I don't know him. Who is he? Is he an Indian man? No, I'm Chinese. No, I'm actually white and Chinese. Look, I'm actually not human. I'm from Mars, but
Right. God.
it's funny. You know, it's always funny because a lot of people hate like when they have hate comments and stuff. I actually love it because I find it
Well,
funny
it's
and
entertaining.
it's entertaining,
Yeah.
and it's like validation that people actually took time. There was times in my life when I was like 12 or 13 and 14. I grew up like in the like 90s and 2000s, right? And like when you grow up like that, Nitish, what do you do for a living? Look at that. It's like it's funny. It's like we had no social media, so if you were at home alone, and I grew up in a small town here in Cape Canaveral, like 10,000 people.
Hmm.
It's like nothing to do, just all old people here, right? And we had no social media, so I was just so lonely, you know. And I was just like, if anybody talked to me, it was a privilege. And then you go online now, and I'm like, the kids are so lucky. I'm like, I would love to have
The
haters.
whole world, like, literally right in their hands.
I know.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and it's like and that's why like even when I go to LA and you know I see a lot of people and all that, it's like because I grew up in the complete opposite, I really enjoy every moment. I think a lot of people that grew up there around a lot of people, they don't really seize the moment and really take it in and enjoy it, you know.
Well, yeah, because it's their normal.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's so refreshing if you don't have that dichotomy in your life to be able to enjoy both things,
Hmm.
you know.
I know
So
my
what
favorite spot to go is up to my cabin up north because it's like we barely have cell service up there.
yeah
Where it's like you just completely unplug, go on the lake, go in the woods, haul
yeah
some wood for the fire. Like,
yeah
yeah,
No, it's amazing, especially
completely
like during Christmas
disconnect.
time. It's like an amazing feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think you have some of your friends asking you, can you do more
Go more
live?
lives. I know I never go live. You're like, do you want to do double live? And I was like, how do I do that?
And then they're like, how do you get into A-list events? You got to have A-list friends.
Yeah. All about your connections.
It's all about connections.
Or you toss a DM out to someone and you're like, please help.
Uh, it's like if you panhandle to rich people, you'll get a lot of money. If you panhandle a lot of celebrities, and then like famous people, you'll have a lot of famous friends. It's like it's
I
like
haven't heard that one before.
like you know a lot of people like California has like the most homeless people in America, and I think it's because one, the weather is good, but it's also because if you were broke and you were poor, wouldn't you rather be broke and poor around a bunch of rich people than a bunch of poor people? Like
That is valid.
yeah
That's very true. Yep.
yeah it's like you know it's like if I was homeless, I'd rather put a tent in Beverly Hills than in you
In
know
Minnesota in the winter?
Minnesota in the
Yup.
winter. Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
I know.
So, how many events you sneak into? None. I would not be capable. I would cry if I got caught. Craig.
Yeah,
So
Craig, you should do a
funny.
live with me next week because it's fun. I know Craig's cool. You should meet Craig. He's cool.
Double lives are so goofy.
I know. It's too bad you can't have more than
It's like I want to do like a big Zoom.
I know. We should do a big
Yeah.
Zoom conference with like everybody on it. That'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then so what's your favorite movie of all time if you could pick one movie?
This is so basic, but I love the Da Vinci Code.
Really? Why is
Like
that?
I love puzzles and adventure stuff, and it mixes in history, even though most of it's like fake history. I just love it.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones.
Oh, I love Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I heard they're making a new one now. Harrison Ford is back.
Wait, I did not know this.
Yeah. Did I just leak something important that I shouldn't have? Like.
Okay, that has me excited. I love those movies. What are yours?
I have so many. This is like such a loaded question. It's like asking what's my favorite car.
Okay, but like if you could group some in a little category, like what types of movies do you seem to like best?
I like, what do I like? That's a tough question because it's like there's so many good movies. I like that movie Life is Beautiful, that old one from like 1998 or something, the one about the Holocaust. That was a beautiful film. I like Forrest Gump because I feel like we all have a little bit of Forrest Gump in us.
Yep.
And
that's funny. Oh, someone on here just asked what your book is called.
My book is called, the first one I did is called Destiny, A Future Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. It's on Amazon. Believe it or not, the first person who read my book was the co-founder of Apple, Steve Wozniak. And that's true because he left me a comment too. So that's cool. But I wonder who will own the first copy of my new book, How to Accomplish Anything. Gabby for president. Yes, you can be the first lady. What would you do if you were president? Would you ever run for president? I mean,
I would never. That is too big of a job for me. I need to do something creative, not political. Even though that's often, the paths often cross, but.
Is this person, you know what's funny? I actually couldn't be president of the U.S. I came to the U.S. when I was 3 months old, which means even though I've never lived in India, I'm allowed to be the president of India technically if I go back and live there, but I can't be the president of the U.S. Even though I'm a U.S.
What?
citizen. Yeah, it's like weird, right? Yeah.
I thought there was a thing like once you live here for X amount of years, or is it literally that you have to be born?
Yeah, I think for president you have to be like born here in the U.S. or U.S. territory.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. So
Weird.
I could like run for governor or something, but I couldn't be president. So
wow.
It's really sad, you know. So a lot of people have that dream.
I feel like it was my only goal in life was to be president.
That was my only goal in life, so I'll have to settle for the next best thing, which is God knows what. But I don't know, be like a really bad governor of like a state.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'd be so bad at that.
Oh,
Someone would say something mean, and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if anybody has good questions, feel free to post it. Somebody asked, if you could have any superpower, what would that be? That's a good one.
Ooh. Honestly, I don't know.
Superpower.
To be invisible, I'd love to spy on people.
Invisibility is a good one.
And like go steal snacks.
I think if I could have any superpower, it would be like if immortality was a superpower, because then nobody could kill me. And I could just respawn.
Die, yeah.
Yeah. So I could do whatever I wanted and just keep trying over and over again. Was Obama born in the USA? No, he was born in Kenya. He once told me. I'm kidding.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
You could travel the universe, would you?
What's another good question? If you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you theoretically do? And you had to spend your money in a year. If you won like $100 million.
Travel. That's so basic, but I've never been overseas.
Have you really never been overseas?
I've never been overseas, no.
You even have a passport?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Costa Rica, and I went to Hawaii, which is far enough away from the continental U.S.
Yeah.
But that's the only places I've
You never been like Europe or Asia or
no,
any of that? That's amazing.
never been overseas.
Well, it's kind of sad. You could have gone this year, but this is not your year.
I actually had 2
Oh,
flights booked overseas this year, and I had to cancel both of
I
them.
know,
So
same thing. I was supposed to travel
yeah,
as well, but now
yeah,
it's great. And yeah, and now I was supposed to go to like Vegas and stuff too, and I can't do that, so that's not
yeah.
happening.
I have, and it's so annoying. I get that the airlines aren't giving back money, but like I have so many random flight credits on so many airlines where I'm like, great, I'm not going to be able to use these because I usually book like my flight there on one airline, my return on a different. So it's like I'm scattered across the board with like 9 flights.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought to visit India? Well, I've been to India several times. Depends where you
Thought
go.
about visiting everywhere.
Yeah. You know what's really nice? The south of France. The south of France is like one of the most beautiful places in the world. And if you ever get a chance, you should go to like Cannes Film Festival and then
Oh
spend
my
some
gosh,
days.
yes.
It's like the most fun you've ever had in your life because there's like so much stuff going on. Like first of all, it would be the best like holiday ever in summer. But then the fact you have like all these celebrities there, all these like movies going on, the best parties, and there's like all these like billionaires with yachts, and it's like everybody's so cool and
I've seen
yeah.
pictures from that and it looks crazy cool there.
It is. I've been for the
Yeah.
last like 2 years, and it's like the most fun, you know. And you're in Europe, and it's like it's already like the coolest Euro trip ever.
Right.
And then they do like Monaco, like the Formula One right after. So if you go to Monaco, that's even cooler, and like that's like it's so much fun over there. And it's like especially all the French people are just crazy, so you know.
I know I need to go so bad. I was so upset when this hit because I was like, all my travel
Yeah,
plans and everything are gone. Granted, there's more
Formula
things to
One.
be upset about, but yeah.
I know. And then Italy's really nice too. The like all the beautiful places in Italy, but too bad they're all being so hard hit with the coronavirus.
So hard hit.
Yeah, when do you think this whole thing is gonna end? I mean, I'm just like,
Well, I don't. Okay, my thought is that everyone's going to have to get the antibody test,
mhm,
right? And then see if they have it. And then once they have it, then they can go out.
mhm.
Like, are we going to have proof to go in public spaces?
That's what they're saying. Like Google and
And
Apple,
then,
like tracking us with some new app.
yeah. And then after that, we're going to have like proof of vaccine to go out. I don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I think so. I think it's gonna be like we're gonna have to like prove that we're like healthy and you know, like I heard the best theory I heard is if they did a full lockdown for 60 days, it would be kind of hard, but the payoff would be we could basically slow down the virus enough that there'd be almost no new cases and we'd all be able to go out. So they should have just shut down the whole country like in March.
Okay,
So
that's
like,
what I was thinking.
yeah,
Like, they literally should have done like full lockdown.
full lockdown.
Like,
Yeah,
not, I don't know.
yeah.
I
It,
don't
it
know how
does.
they
It doesn't
did
work if
stuff.
you don't. If everybody doesn't lock down, right? Like that's what they
Yeah.
did in India right now. That's what they did in China when it happened in like Taiwan and South Korea. And they've like now like Wuhan, China's like opened back up. People are going back out, or so they say. And like you look at like New York. New York is like 10 times worse than Wuhan, China ever was. It's like it's so sad what's happening out there.
Yeah.
And it's like I have so many friends out there, and it's just like you know they're all just locked in, and it's and then I see like a couple of people that I know that actually had coronavirus and like got over it, which is good. So at least it's like you know some people are recovering, but
Right.
it's crazy, like you know. And then I heard that like just because you had it doesn't mean you're automatically going to be like forever immune. Like some people are like getting
Well,
it.
because I think there's 2 strains.
Yeah, there's like a second strain, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I hope they have the vaccine, but they're not going to have the vaccine for like a year, so that's going to be weird. So
I know. And then it's like, who gets it right away? And how long is that going to take? Because it's probably going to be like all the old people and the people who have like more severe
yeah.
or like could be affected more.
And when I came to Florida, it was crazy. So I have a picture, like I came here on March 18th or something, and that's when that whole meme came out about all the spring breakers from up north were coming here and Florida wasn't shutting down.
Yeah.
So like in the front of my house, there's the beach, right? So I go to the beach and like literally like we have a private beach out here. So we have like 300 feet on each side. Is pretty much nobody kind of comes to that side of the beach. It's public, but nobody knows. You can walk there. And so you go to the left side of the beach and the right side. I took a picture and there's like tens of like thousands of people on the beach. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? And then like after they did this whole shutdown thing, it's like it's empty. So now the whole beach is empty. But it was like those are the people that caused like 10,000, 20,000 cases in Florida, you know?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was crazy, and I was just like, it's insane. It's like as if nothing's happening, and there's like groups of like 10 people just sitting together under like a tent, and I'm like,
Right.
guys, it's like, you know, it's not cool. Like,
No.
you know, I mean, that was really scary. Somebody's like,
Jeez.
you know, the coronavirus is just a man-made virus. A lot of conspiracy theories, vaccine.
That was just on, what was it I was listening to? I was half listening to either like a White House briefing or CNN, and they brought that up, and I was like,
Yeah, I mean, you
like
know,
literally
there's
an
a.
hour ago.
Have you read that book? There's some book that was written that somebody sent me with like they talked about the Wuhan virus like way back like 20 years ago, and they predicted it would like attack everybody in 2020, and it's like some strain. But
I think I saw snippets of that on Twitter.
yeah, I mean, it is like viruses are the perfect biological weapon, but that's a
They
different
are.
conversation.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's watching this Instagram, so I don't want to like
I know.
go disappearing.
God. Someone's like, got him. He's on to something.
I know. It's like, that's why I always pretend I'm really stupid. I was like, I'm Forrest Gump, guys. I'm Forrest Gump. It's like,
Nothing I say is serious.
I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a village idiot. Like,
That's
oh, yeah,
funny.
that was really funny. Oh, yeah. It's related to SARS one. Yeah. Yeah. In Asia, you know, Asia's been more prepared for this because they've gone through SARS and all this from like 15 years ago. So even when I go to like Singapore and China, everybody has face masks on, even last year.
Yeah.
And it's unreal what's happening. Yeah. What languages do I speak? I speak French. I speak South Indian language called Tamil, and I speak English. And I can understand some other languages. And I can speak every language in the world using Google Translate, believe it or not.
True. I can speak a tiny bit of Spanish, but like tiny bit.
Really? It's funny because people are like, oh, you know, if you know Russian, you can talk to a bunch of Russian girls. So I was like, well, Russian mail order brides won't know that. So I just said, Google Translate. I'm just kidding. Bad joke. No, but it's funny because like somebody will like I get like text messages randomly, right? And like I guess like I have a lot of friends that like travel, like they'll come to LA and or when I go to France, like there's people from all over. And so when they text me back, that like sometimes their phone would auto translate or whatever because they have that Russian keyboard or something, and I get like a weird message. I put it on translate and then I screw with them back and I say, oh hi, I do know Russian. Like, oh my god, he knows Russian. It's like,
Oh my god. You're like,
and I'll send them like a
everyone's
conspiracy
really
theory
dumb.
thing, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm with the KGB, and Putin says hi, and like it just throws them off.
Oh,
Yeah, it's funny, but it's funny to mess with people that like, especially if I know they speak a certain language, and I'll just text them back in that language just to throw them off a little bit, or like I'll go on Google and I'll just learn like one word and I'll say it like enunciate it perfectly, and it like completely like it just shocks them and
throws them off, and they're like, what the heck?
yeah. Like I understood that. And then like next time, like when you go to their house and they're around their family, they're just like very quiet. They're like, I think he understands us.
Oh, that's scary that people like think that.
Yeah. Well, I would be scared if somebody knew like the obscure language that I know, and if they just like understood it, you know, that would throw me off. Somebody's like,
I'm fluent in Google Translate. Yep.
Yeah, that's me. Let's see. People like Ola from Mexico. What's the most obscure fact that you know?
Obscure fact?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing is coming to mind.
I know, that's a terrible question.
I know.
Somebody's like, the Simpsons predicted the coronavirus. They predicted a lot of things. They predicted Trump would be president. They predicted like 20 other things. Oh,
they predicted that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Somebody asked a good question. They go, if you could use a time machine, or rather have one that goes only backward in time or forward, what would you choose?
I wouldn't want to, unless like I wanted to experience something long ago.
See, I thought about it.
But like in my own life, I like where I'm at right now. I wouldn't want to go forward or back.
Yeah, see, I'm very happy where I am, but then I started thinking about it, and I was like, I do want to go to the future, but with a few conditions, because I was like, it would be great to go to the future, like 2,000 years in the future, and see how amazing life is, and like, all these things. And then I was like, wait a second, I wouldn't have any friends or family, so I was like, what if I take the time machine, but I have to take everybody that I love with me
all the homies with, you're like,
yeah, all the homies with it, and then like I upgrade everybody's life. It's like, guys, I got us. We're going straight to the future, and there's no
You
turning back.
hope you're upgrading.
Yeah, and then I go. And the worst part, we go to the future, and like the Earth doesn't exist, and I'm like, oh no, we came to the wrong.
We're literally in space, and there's nothing.
Yeah, like everybody moved away. It's like Wall-E. Like everybody's on the spaceship. Oh, speaking of Wall-E, that's actually my favorite movie.
I love Wall-E.
Yes, that is the most underrated Disney movie. That one and Meet the
Yeah.
Robinsons. That was a good movie.
That's a good one too. I loved that one when I was little.
Yes, I love that one. It's like, I'm surprised like not many people know about it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that
The
was a good
T-Rex with the little tiny arms.
Yeah.
That's what I always think of from it.
Yeah. No, it's like, yeah, it's crazy because that's like that. Meet the Robinsons, all about curiosity. It's like kid that, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, "There's an Indian boy." What the heck does that even mean? In France.
Is that an engagement ring on your finger? No, it's my right hand, and it doesn't look like that at all.
Yeah, what is that thing like when you're a girl? Automatically, it's like everybody wants to know like you're engaged and all this stuff, you know. And it's really funny because it's like when you're a guy, you don't get asked anything.
No. Oh, that's really funny.
It's really funny, and it's like, you know, and I made this other joke. It was kind of like insensitive and tongue in cheek, and I was telling this girl, you know, when you're in Hollywood, you know, if you're a girl, you can sleep your way up, but I said if you're a guy, you can only sleep your way down. Which, so I was like, because I don't recommend anybody sleep with anybody, but I was just like, that was a really funny joke, and I was like, nobody better steal my joke because it's true.
That's really good.
Because if you're a girl, you don't get me too, but if you're a guy, it's like everybody gets me too.
Wow.
But,
yep.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was kind of clever. It was kind of insensitive.
That was good.
That was really funny. Somebody goes, "There's hope for uglies." What does that even mean? You're only ugly if you think you're ugly.
Rue.
I know. They're like, favorite musical artist. Oh yeah, music. Let's talk about that. Somebody goes, my favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast. That was good. Emma Watson was really good in that movie.
Was that like the live action one?
Yeah, have you seen that?
No.
That is a really good movie.
Okay, I need to watch that. That'll be a quarantine movie for me.
Yeah, that's like a really, really good movie. It's like Beauty and the Beast.
Is that one on Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's all on Disney Plus. I think that was even on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody's asking you, who's your favorite musical artist / artist?
Oh gosh, I'm so across the board. I love really emo stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like, let's see. I like anything on the top 40 on the radio. My favorite musical artist is like, I don't know, maybe Taylor Swift.
That's so funny.
Because I'm very sensitive, and if I say that, more people.
We all are. We are all sensitive. Some people just show up more.
I know. No, it's like I've been to so many concerts, and I've seen like so many artists, and there's so many good artists live. Let's see. Somebody goes, I can't understand what you say. You have a very bad accent. I am forced to leave this live.
Oh, they're making a joke.
Is it clear? My signal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do you like stand-up comedy? If so, who? Yes. What's your favorite stand-up comedian?
Oh my gosh, I don't watch stand-up comedians.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I would say Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, and George Carlin. Somebody said, Gabby, you have the cutest smile. All right, that's nice.
A round of last questions. I have to write a paper tonight.
All right, final round of questions before we go. Russell Peters, yeah, that's a really good comedian. Somebody said, I sound fine. You sound fine. All right, good.
I think that person was just making a joke.
Yep. So anyway, before we got to wrap this up, anybody have any final questions? Actually, Gab, do you have any questions for me? I'll answer anything.
Ooh. Where's the first place you're going to travel to once this is all over?
Oh, that's a good one.
And why?
Let's see.
Like, is it going to be for work or is it going to be for fun? What's your first trip going to be?
Oh God, that's a good one. Okay. Where am I gonna travel? See, now there's like pressure because it's got to be a good place now.
It doesn't
Like
have to
at
be.
first, I was just
It could
like,
be to
I'm just
go
gonna go to
visit your grandma and wherever.
exactly. Like I was just gonna be like the real answer, or should I give you the fake romantic answer? Like it would be like I'm gonna go to Starbucks. That's the reality. I'm gonna be like and be like yes, and then I'm gonna go to Carl's Jr., which is like a burger place that they have on the
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast. And it's like I was like that'd be the real answer, but the like the romanticized fantasy answer would be like I'm going to go see my friends and give all of them a hug one by one and a kiss on the cheek and like have human interaction for the first time,
Right.
and see the rest of my family who's been socially distanced. What about you? Where would you go?
I'm probably going to go to Chicago for work right after this is
Oh
done.
wow.
Mm-hmm. And then LA because I miss being out there.
I know. I love living in LA. You should move out there. You guys should definitely move out there and
I'm going to stay here until my demand is greater elsewhere.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, your YouTube has been going off pretty good, right? You started your YouTube channel now?
Just for fun. I'll
Yeah.
make videos as like trips come up and stuff. I think that's what I'll end up doing.
But that's what everybody says, and then they have like 1 million subscribers and they're like, I'm making like $1 million a month now and it's more than fun.
But the view counts and the money like don't pay out like they used to.
Oh really?
No. Like you don't make that, like people used to cash out from their views and I don't think they do anymore.
Yeah, it varies a lot, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like if you're a YouTuber. So like if I want to do YouTube, what advice do you have for me? Like how do I make funny YouTube videos like that are engaging?
I've made 2 videos.
Really?
2. I do not know what I'm doing. I literally make them on iMovie.
Really?
Yes.
Like,
I film them on my iPhone. What? Wait, it just like
I'm like I gotta like buy like one of those like YouTube mics. What's that?
no, you do not have to do that. Literally, this is my little light that I put right there. That I put my phone on, and that's how I record.
The ring light?
Yeah. And then I put it by the window, and I make my bed, and that's it.
That's crazy. Yeah. Somebody goes, Minnesota girls are the sweetest. Yeah, everybody from the Midwest is super nice.
Yeah.
Midwest and Canada.
We're
And
just
then, and then everybody from where I'm from in Florida is like on the Tiger King or in jail. So.
Gosh.
I'm like, when the Tiger King came out, I was like, oh, damn it. There's like one more reason to make fun of Florida. Carol Baskin. It's like.
I love the memes that are like where you Google Florida man in like a year and it shows like all the weird things they did.
I have met, I'm not making this up, and I have met the weirdest people. There's one down here. Look at that. Look at this guy. Like walking this. He's one of them.
One of them what?
That's a joke. I'm just kidding. But look at this guy here.
Oh.
That's a Florida man in the wild. That's like.
He's about to get hit. Social distance, my friends.
I know. And what was I saying? So yeah, some of the people here I've met are like absolutely crazy. Like they look like people, but they're not. Like they're like the weirdest. Like I've seen things that cannot be described. Like I've seen like hoarder houses here. I've seen a dude that literally owns like a warehouse that he just like stockpiles like video games in for God knows what. He's like a prepper, like in case I guess in this quarantine. Like I've seen the weirdest things that like I've never talked about in public.
I just watched that like Doomsday Prepper thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like a few bits and pieces, and it's so weird.
Yeah, it's like, what do you expect to do? Like I never understood these preppers. Like what are you expecting? Like are you like in the apocalypse? Like what do you think is going to happen? And like I have a friend of mine here that just stockpiles like ammunition and guns, and he goes, that will be a tradable currency if everything. I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? You're gonna starve to death. Like,
right.
You're gonna like rob somebody's house like that also has a gun. Like it's gonna be World War III.
With that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the funny one was the dude that was like stockpiling video games. He's like, well, I'll never go bored, but you'll probably starve to death. Like,
and you probably won't have power to even play them. So.
It's crazy. There's one house that I saw, and this was like a foreclosure type of house. Like somebody sent me this house, And I thought it was a good flip house. And I look at this house, and it was nothing but like military rations. I guess this guy was in the military. It was like stockpiling like dry food from the military. He had like a reverse osmosis filter that you could like put in the sun and like make water. I'm like, if the world goes to end, do you think like if you don't have like water, like you think you're gonna be able to survive on this plastic kit that like converts water that'll work for a month? I'm like,
Weird. Yeah.
it's like, and it's like he literally there was like tinfoil on everything because he was convinced the government was listening to him. And I mean, he had tinfoil like all over the house, like covering the windows. And I'm like, really? That's gonna stop? I'm like, you're that important that the government wants to listen to you? I'm like, okay, there's like,
Oh my God, that's so weird.
yep. So that's
The
Florida.
Florida people. Your homies.
No, I ran away from here. The quarantine brought me back.
Yeah.
Oh, they dumpster dive behind hair salons to collect hair. Okay, like that's crazy. It's funny. Somebody wrote to you, after this life, I need a map because I'm lost in Gabby's eyes.
Oh. God.
Oh, if you could send anything to space to make contact with aliens, what would you send?
Memes and see if they get it.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said, that's a good question. Have you seen Limitless? Are you willing to have the pill?
Oh, I've seen like pieces of that.
I think that's based on Adderall because when
That's what I
young,
was just gonna say.
yeah, it's like I've never done Adderall, but like I really haven't. But I've seen people that have, and they just seem to like be like people that are on Limitless, except they're very angry for some. They're always angry. Like I don't know why. Like I like
Sad.
when I was in college, like these people would be on Adderall and their eyes would be bloodshot red, and they'd just be angry all the time. Or maybe they were taking testosterone that I didn't know about.
Oh gosh, all the things.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, this has been a lot of fun. We should definitely do this again sometime.
I know.
Well,
I need to go live more. I never go live.
I know. That's what everybody's saying. You should go live more. And then we'll get some
Yeah.
more fun questions. And then I'll get all of these fans and haters to ask us some more good questions. And then
Yes, the haters. Bring them on.
I know.
All
I mean,
right.
everybody's been pretty friendly this time, though. It's good.
I know. No one's really said anything mean.
Yeah. I mean, I did a live 2 weeks ago, and we had like 180 just like hate messages. But I think it was also the person I was interviewing. And it was just really funny. But I mean, it was funny to me. I'm just like, I feel validated when anybody interacts with me.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I like the double lives. I feel like when I go live alone, it's like very weird and awkward, and I'm literally just hanging out with my phone.
Yeah, the double live is like where it's at. I mean,
yeah.
And then maybe we'll do a Zoom call next time, then live stream to Instagram or something.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
People can like dial in to listen. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, we can have all these haters dial in and see how they are in person because none of them will say it to your face.
Be like, show me your face. Say it to my face.
Oh yeah, let's put all the haters on the spot. Give them the.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I actually saw somebody that did that. They went live, and they go, I'll answer anything, and there was just like all haters on there. And you know what? When they come on, they get so nervous, and they're like, you're actually like nice in person. You're actually like a reasonable guy. Like, and it's.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. No, it happens to me a lot too because people see my Instagram, and it's like, well, it's all my stuff is kind of like, you know, they see it and they just assume a lot of things about me, like. I'm like gonna be some weird person like when you meet me, or I'm gonna like, you know, start a fight with somebody, or I'm gonna like, I don't know, people have like weird misconceptions. They think
people assume I'm gonna be super mean.
Yeah, and then they're like, you're actually a nice guy, like you took time to listen to me, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, it's
like I'm like, literally a person. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, and it's true, like the most famous people on earth like that I've met are actually the most humble. It's like people that are in the middle that are
they're
like,
normal. Yeah.
Like if you meet like Steven Spielberg, he's like the nicest guy in the world. You meet like some of the top people, and then I've met people like way like down below, like middle management guys, and those are some of the worst people to deal with, you know.
Yeah. But it's all about what people have been through, what they've dealt with, but, you know, honestly.
You can't really judge anybody. You never know what they've been through. People have been through tough times and stuff, so a lot of people that bully you, they have a lot of insecurities, and I get it, like, you know. But yeah, but what throws haters off is when you show them love back.
Yeah. Yeah. Always be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what, and then like, if they really hate on you, you just give them money and then bribe them to get away from you. And it really throws them off. They're like, no, and then what you do is, and then they get really happy. They treat you nice, and then the check bounces, and then they're like, ha ha, I got you back. And that's how you get them.
Wow. Wow.
Thinking about it. Yeah.
Yep. All right. I'm a
All right.
scoot.
All right, me too. I
Good
gotta go. Thank you so
talking.
much for
We'll have to
doing
do
it.
this again.
I know. All right.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.